Hi, I'm Matt Hindla, and I will be your instructor this month in Project and Portfolio 6. I wanted to take a moment to introduce myself and let you know what you can expect in this month's class. In the final month of Folio 6, you will be coding your own website from scratch. At this point, all of your pre-production should be completed. You have a strong understanding of your research, wireframes, and mockups. You will now be utilizing the fundamentals you've learned in GWD and MIN, such as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to develop your final website. Here are some examples of the final deliverables from previous classes. You can see a few different website layouts as well as a set of web banners. Your web page will be complete with multiple pages and many interactive elements built upon a responsive layout. You'll be required to integrate many of the features you've recently learned about, such as JavaScript carousels, Google Maps, and embedded video players. Along with your site, you will also have animated complementary promotional web banners designed. This month, we'll use a few different tools to produce your website. First and foremost, we're going to use a code editor. This can be Dreamweaver or a different code editor of your choice. Whatever you're comfortable with is fine. And you'll be using that to edit HTML, CSS, as well as JavaScript. We'll also be using Bootstrap. And Bootstrap is a web framework that really speeds up the development process, especially in responsive website layouts. In the final week, we're going to be using Adobe Animate to create a series of animated web banners. The majority of the course is focused on coding and development. The following is a breakdown of what you can expect each week. In week 1, we're going to be taking a look at your wireframes, and we're going to develop your wireframes based on the mockups that you've designed to create a really nice responsive framework for your site to be developed upon. This will include things such as the header and footer, navigation elements, as well as a grid structure so you can place your content in the next couple weeks. You can use FPO, images, and text for this. We really just want to make sure that the backbone and the structure of the website is set up properly. Once we've taken a look at that, we can move forward to the production phase of building out the website. In week 2, we're going to be working on coding interior pages. So by week 2, you should have roughly half of your website completed, or around 3 of 6 total pages completed. In week 3, we're going to continue the production process and we're going to build out the remainder of the pages for your website. So you should have all of the pages coded and completed at this point. If there are things that still need to be worked on or wrapped up, that's fine. In week 4, we're going to be putting those final touches on the website, as well as also working on animating the web design banners. And beyond that, we're going to upload our work to an FTP site so that your website can be available on the internet. There are a few key tips and tricks that will help you to succeed this month, and a lot of them revolve around kind of the same thing, and that's being organized. The first one is going to be time management. Start early and plan ahead. Sometimes it's hard to gauge how long a particular project is going to take, and that's especially true of web design. Some things, there might be a bump in the road or something that you need to kind of work on and figure out. So you need to kind of plan ahead and have time to work through that. Waiting until the last minute's not going to work this month, because if you do that, you're likely going to have those issues and then you won't be able to solve them, and then you're under pressure and stressed out, and it becomes very difficult. So I always recommend to prioritize time management and start as early as you can on the week on your assignments. Take breaks. Don't get overwhelmed. It's going to be frustrating at times when there is a potential issue and you can't solve it right away and you don't really know what the solution is. Sometimes taking a break and coming back to your web project with fresh eyes will help you to find that problem. If you're looking at something for too long, it's easy to overlook minor details of the website or the code. So taking a break, going for a walk, or looking at something else, working on a different project for a little bit will sometimes help resolve any issues that you have in your coding. Expect the unexpected and be prepared to debug your website. Again, I keep saying some things may not work right away. And you're going to learn some key skills this month in terms of how to best prepare for debugging your website, as well as pinpointing particular issues with your code and resolving those in order to move forward. And the last tip kind of ties into that. In order to solve these problems, you're going to need to be resourceful. You can utilize search engines, you can utilize previous projects for reference, you can visit forums. Chances are that if you're having a problem with your website or code, it's likely that somebody else has already had that problem. So look for previous examples, either through search or ask, what can I do to fix this problem? Look at the examples of your code very closely if you're trying to replicate something that you've done previously. Getting really efficient at comparing code and making sure things are typed and coded properly is definitely going to help you out. So again, a lot of these all revolve around just being prepared, trying not to stress out, and being resourceful to solve any problems that you have along the way. If you should have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always happy to answer any questions or set up a quick meeting if we need to address anything in person. But I'm looking forward to working with you this month. Let's get started.